So it's come to this. The WWE Draft has returned. SmackDown goes live this Tuesday, initiating a new brand split between Raw and SmackDown. That's right, we're going to have two separate rosters again. But with both shows being live, I'm actually really interested to see what the hell's going to happen. Are we going to see a lot of major call-ups from NXT? Will we see the return of some legendary WWE superstars? My focus of this video is going to be on the wildcard picks. People you would never expect to see in WWE again, but if they returned, I think they could help the product out in a big way. So this is going to be Burnout Inc.'s WWE Fantasy Draft Picks. Kicking off this video is going to be Mr. Tuesday Night, Rob Van Dam. That's right, I think Rob Van Dam should return to the WWE for one more run. I would love it if Rob Van Dam could take on some guys like Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn. I'd like to see him and Neville go at it one more time, but I would pay money to see him have a great feud with Cesaro. Now that the era of the Diva is over, I would love to see Trish Stratus return, preferably as a heel, just to kind of proclaim her dominance over the women's division, saying that she could basically rule in both eras. And I think the one feud that would leave audiences around the world stratified is if Trish Stratus locked horns with the boss, Sasha Banks. Now, I've stated before that I do not want to see Johnny Mundo / John Morrison return to the WWE. I think he plays an amazing role on Lucha Underground, and I wouldn't want to see him depart from that. But you know what? I do. I want to see him in WWE one last time. I would like to see him have one more feud with The Miz, preferably for the Intercontinental Championship, and then on Mundo's way out, I would love to see a match between him and Seth Rollins for the WWE Championship. When WWE had their recent purge of talent, it absolutely pained me to see Cody Rhodes, such a naturally gifted professional wrestler, throw anything you want at him and he'll get you something out of it. It pained me to see him ask for his release, but you could tell that he was so passionate about the business, but WWE were just too scared to, I guess, give him that ball and run with it. They really just wanted to keep him as the Stardust character. So I say, why not a creative compromise? Bring Cody back, put him on SmackDown, put him in that main event spotlight that he so desperately craves, but have it to where the pressure just gets to him, and when he can no longer take it, it brings out the Stardust character, and he just uses it like a weapon. If there's an opponent he can't beat, much like how Finn Balor brings out the demon, Cody Rhodes can unleash Stardust. Okay, I can admit, this is a bit of a selfish one, and I have no real reason for wanting Lita back. I just miss her. I miss seeing the Queen of Extreme on WWE television and on the network. So I would say bring her back, get her into ring shape. She could have a couple of great matches with Bayley, Sasha Banks, Charlotte, Dana Brooke, Becky Lynch, but I would love to see her have a really cool feud with Paige. MVP, when he first debuted in WWE, I didn't think much of him, especially his look, but throughout the years, he really grew on me. I liked his moveset, I loved the gimmick, his entrance was awesome and flashy, he just had a great presentation about him. Unfortunately, he was released, but I've seen him make some great strides in companies like TNA, and I think if he returned, especially with a brand split, I think he could definitely have a top-level feud with a guy like Sami Zayn. Now here's a dream concept for you. Shane and Stephanie get to pick their respective GMs. I would love it if Shane picked somebody who I'm going to get to later, but Stephanie just couldn't decide on somebody, or she tried putting in people that just didn't work, and Vince maybe saw through that, okay, Stephanie's just gonna have someone she can control and manipulate. But let's say Vince throws a curveball at her and assigns her a GM, and it's Stone Cold Steve Austin. We would get to see the Texas Rattlesnake again on WWE TV every single week with a live microphone, pushing the limits of PG, and I would love to see Stephanie just get in his face, maybe tell him his new beer sucks, and then eat a stunner. Now that he has been finally deleted, I think it's high time Jeff Hardy made one last run in WWE. Hardy is someone that the fans want to see back in WWE. In his last run, he got so popular he captured the WWE Championship and the World Heavyweight Championship, and his merchandise was outselling John Cena. So he's still amazingly popular. If he did have one more run in WWE, I would love to see him have a feud with the Club and Finn Balor, the Demon versus the Charismatic Enigma. Imagine the SmackDown brand gets taken over by the Club. Their numbers grow, they increase in power. Shane McMahon has a terrible GM in place and eventually has to fire said person because they're letting the Club push them around. So who's the one man that has stood up to an entire organization before? That is the man known as Sting. He took on the NWO and put fear in every single one of their members. So, you've got Sting as the GM of SmackDown going at it verbally with all of the top heels in the business, from the Club to guys like Kevin Owens. I don't know, man. To me, that sounds awesome. You want to see it. I want to see it. They want to see it. We need to see it. Kurt Angle has been gone from WWE since 2006. He needs to have one more run. Just one more run. Fueled with intensity, integrity, and intelligence. The Olympic gold medalist needs to return to WWE one more time. I can't think of a better opponent for him than the King of Strong Style, Shinsuke Nakamura. You talk about match of the year? No, son. Match of the decade? Match of the entire century. Imagine, if you will, we finally get what we want in some way. Roman Reigns turns heel on the WWE Universe. He says how he's the guy, how he is destined to be the WWE Champion, how he's destined to rule this brand for the entirety of his career. Believe that, and then bam, the music hits, the drums start. He walks from the back, the sparks fly. Through the fire and flames comes a fire-breathing dragon known as Goldberg. He's talked about making one more shot at a WWE run, and with his recent deal in WWE 2K17, I can't think of a better time for the monster Goldberg to return and target the guy, Roman Reigns, and show him what a real spear looks like. So those are my ultimate WWE Fantasy Draft return picks. Who are you guys excited to see in the draft? Is it just somebody from Raw and SmackDown or NXT? Or is there someone else out there that you just want to see back in WWE so badly, and now is the perfect time to see them? Let me know in the comments below. I'm Chase from Burnout Inc., that guy with the gloves. Thank you for checking out the video, and I'll see you next time.